I did not clickbait you. In fact, the thumbnail and title actually undersell the story of this video. This week, the headlines have been dominated by the Texas abortion law. And while I think it is indeed a really important issue, I want to discuss the children who are already born and currently suffering. With the Biden administration, I never know if they're evil or incompetent. But with today's story, I think, nay, I hope they're incompetent. Because today we're going to cover child brides being accidentally imported into the United States amongst other Afghani refugees due to Joe Biden's surrender and retreat. Then we cover this. The Biden administration lost thousands of migrant children. They have no contact with them. They don't know where they are. So at this point, evil, incompetent, it doesn't matter. There's thousands of children on American soil and they're suffering. And it must be stopped. I saw this story while I was scrolling through Twitter and I said, nah, that's fake news. It can't be. And I kept on scrolling and scrolling. And then there it was again. And I said, could it be? So I got on my computer and yeah, it's true. CBS News. U.S. investigates child bride case among Afghan evacuees. U.S. authorities are now investigating the cases of so-called child brides among the Afghans who fled Afghanistan in the past few weeks and are now in the U.S. custody both inside the U.S. and in facilities abroad. CBS News has learned that several Afghan women and girls who were evacuated to facilities in the United Arab Emirates have told officials that their families forced them into marriage outside of the Kabul airport so that they could be eligible for evacuation. Cool. A senior State Department official said authorities are taking the claim seriously and investigating. Human trafficking is a federal crime and also illegal in every state. It is not clear how the U.S. would handle the case of an Afghan evacuee found guilty of child trafficking. Now, I'm sure some really radical people on the left will say, hey, that's their culture. You can't convict them of child trafficking. You should have known before you let them on the plane. And to that I say, no. I mean, I've seen several pictures of old men marrying 10-year-olds in Afghanistan, and I don't want to see that here. Sorry, it's not happening. It should be prosecuted. My goodness. Now, if that didn't piss you off, how about our next story? Biden administration has lost track of a third of released migrant kids. Report. Now, I can hear you, again, my viewer from the radical left. But this is Fox News. I don't trust Fox News. Okay. You know what? I don't trust CNN. So I'm with you. Let's meet in the middle. Or actually, let's meet somewhere closer to you. Middle left. Axios. Exclusive. Government can't reach 1 in 3 released migrant kids. Nice. The United States government has lost contact with thousands of migrant children released from its custody, according to data obtained by Axios through the Freedom of Information Act. Why it matters? I mean, I don't think any of us need to know, but hey, Axios, do tell us. Roughly 1 in 3 calls made to released migrant kids or their sponsors between January and May went unanswered, raising questions about the government's ability to protect minors after they're released to family members or others in the U.S. What questions? I don't have any questions. I know that many of those kids are suffering unimaginable tragedies. Unimaginable tragedies. This is very dismaying, said Mark Greenberg, who oversaw the unaccompanied minor program during the Obama administration and was briefed on Axios' finding. If large numbers of children and sponsors aren't being reached, that's a very big gap in efforts to help them. I agree. But wait, were any of you actually thinking that there were going to be any efforts to help from the Biden regime? No, because they're either evil or incompetent. Or maybe a sinister mix of both. By the numbers, during the first 5 months of the year, care providers made 14,600 required calls to check in with migrant. Oh my God, a third of almost 15,000. In 4,890 of those instances, workers were unable to reach either the migrant or the sponsor. That's 5,000 kids that are missing, trafficked, whatever word you like to use. goodness. And you know what's... In June, there are over 120,000 migrants who came into the border. Now, we don't hear the stories anymore because it's gotten boring. And a lot of things have happened. Afghanistan, the hurricanes, critical race theory in schools, masks, COVID, everything. But it's still happening. The migration is still coming. I mean, that means more kids. And more kids that are going to be disappearing, lost, trafficked, whatever words you want to use. And if you think, okay, this is bad, but it's not child trafficking, it's not prevalent around the United States. Wrong. I've made several videos a couple months ago about this, but I went on the Googles, which is not the best option to when you want to search something. If you want to search something spicy, you gotta go on DuckDuckGo. So I went on Google and I typed child trafficking sting. Go to news. Check this out. A week ago, 21 victims, including 2 children, rescued in Kentucky human trafficking ring. A week ago, Kentucky, same story. 6 days. Okay, that's the but here we go. 3 weeks ago, FBI arrests 7 in Carson City child sex trafficking ring. 1 week ago, 16 arrested in sex trafficking ring in Kings County. LCSO involved in multiple human trafficking sting. Multi-state. Sorry. My brain's expired. Long day. Look at this list. These are all recent. Unbelievable. Sad. Scary. My friends, like, subscribe, but most importantly, share this video. Because I haven't heard these stories. I had to go look for them. Now that's messed up. These stories need to be out there. So please, even if you don't like the video, even if you don't subscribe, share it. Just with one person. Or 2. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.